is cooking. They talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Randy Smith.
We are here today to bring you the fallout of 4 consecutive nights in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, with NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4, Summerslam, and Raw and SmackDown.
And let me tell you, these shows are going to be big to react to.
Yes, it was a big 4 days of wrestling with a total of 7 championships changed in hands.
We'll get along to those in a moment.
So, but we start with the NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 show, which took place Saturday night before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
The show opened up with the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain.
Yeah. And how would we rate this match?
I would rate it as typical tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
But the aftermath of this match, the ending of this match, came when the total elimination was performed on Trent Seven, and the Undisputed Era were able to pick up the count to retain the Tag Team Championships. However, they had a little bit of a problem after the match.
Oh, yes, they did.
With the War Raiders attacking them and seemingly putting their stake to be the next challengers for the Tag Team Championships.
Oh, yeah.
Next we go to the Velveteen Dream. This is EC3 or Ethan Carter III.
Now, this match has been brewing for how long now?
A while. I will say, we all know that the Velveteen Dream is a little bit like Ravishing Recruit. His wrestling tights caused a bit of a stir with the phrase of "call me up, Vince" on them.
Yeah.
People wondering how people would react to that, but you gotta think that no one would be allowed to wear anything in wrestling matches if it wasn't approved by the upper management.
Correct.
And the Velveteen Dream has had, shall we say, some bad luck at NXT takeovers.
He has been. Let's just say his recent forms going into this match were not necessarily 100%.
But this one all changed with a cartwheel, Death Valley driver, and a purple rainmaker onto EC3. Ouch.
Ouch.
to pick up the victory. And I seem to remember, was EC3 bleeding in this match?
Yes, I think he was.
Next, we went to the NXT North American match with the leader of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole,
Baby.
defending against possibly one of the best athletes in NXT and maybe the entire WWE, Ricochet.
So for this match, in my opinion, oh wow, what a match. A lot of spots everywhere.
Arguably match of the night, possibly, but that could go to another match.
But with every passing move, we then got our result.
Yes, after a 6:30 swanton onto Adam Cole, Ricochet dethrones the leader of the Undisputed Era to become the new NXT North American Champion, which it was the first of our 7 title changes, just 6 more to go.
Yes. And hopefully Ricochet's reign will last for a long while.
Next we had the NXT Women's Championship with the Badass and 4 Horsewoman member, no, not the WWE's version, the NA version, Shayna Baszler, defending against the Pirate and winner of the first Mae Young Classic, Kairi Sane.
So how would we rate Kairi Sane's chances going into this match?
I would have rated them as bad because Shayna Baszler has dominated pretty much everyone since ripping the title from Ember Moon.
Yes, but in a, shall we say, interesting turn of events.
Well, this was still a bit dominated by
Oh yeah.
Baszler, but it was a clever bit of maneuvering of moveset which caused the downfall here when Shayna Baszler attempted to go for the Crafida Crutch.
Yeah.
Kairi Sane did pretty much the one thing which counters the move.
And
that was being able to fling back into a low up, forcing Baszler's shoulders to hit the mat, and they stayed on the mat for the 3 count. Which means that Kairi Sane is now the NXT Women's Champion, and I believe it won't be too long until we see Shayna Baszler on the main roster.
And probably go into an angle with Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yes, but that's... well, unless he goes to SmackDown.
Yes, unless that, of course.
Then it was to the feud of the year and the feud of NXT.
Yes, as the NXT Championship was on the line in a last man standing match between Tommaso Ciampa and John Gargano.
Now, we mentioned last week that this was supposed to be a triple threat match, but former champion Aleister Black got injured and then was pulled from the match.
And this match? Okay, it was a brutal match, that's for sure.
Brutal is probably an understatement.
Brutal doesn't even describe the word of that match, to be honest.
We had exposed floorboards.
Yes.
We had red screens.
Yes.
We had tables.
Yes.
Exposed concrete.
Yes, we did.
We also had handcuffs.
And where have we seen those before?
Kevin Owens.
Oh yes, of course.
But really, in the end, it was almost the first for Vengeance, which would be the undoing, and possibly something else.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the match, Tommaso Ciampa was handcuffed.
He was.
Gargano performed the running knee,
He did.
but fell onto some of the projection stuff, which knocked him down. So the referee started counting both men up.
That's where
And then just when the referee got to 9, Tommaso Ciampa was able to slide to his feet with a little bit of help from the handcuffs and retain the NXT Championship. Another reason that this match may have ended a bit either shortly or differently than it should have is because Johnny Gargano has supposedly, and I think it's more or less been confirmed now, suffered a dislocated knee.
which will force him out of action for a while. And we do mean a while. Dislocated knees are a pain to get over.
So that does it for NXT Takeover. We will skip forward 24 hours in a couple of moments when we shall go through the Summerslam card. Join us in a few.
Join with you.
I am a man at war, and I am fighting for all of the broken people, all of the people thrown overboard. They always try to shame us, but they don't speak the language. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is going mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. They say that I'm reckless, because I'm relentless. They spit on my face and curse on my name and taking my life in vengeance. Yeah, you could try and blame us and try and take what's sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. A fire was set in the dark. It's time that you know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. The sky is falling and the world is going mad, and we sing our songs and we just hold on, yeah. So if you're running, stop running. One life, one chance, start living. Sing it louder just to let the world know. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound the alarm. It's time that you know. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Sing it louder just to let the world know.
And we are back to bring you Summerslam.
The biggest party of the summer.
Now, I will start this off by saying over the past few years, Summerslam has been a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
And out of the 4 Summerslams which have taken place in the Barclays Centre over the past few years, this one is easily the second best one compared to the 2015 show.
Absolutely so. Given on off and away were the kick-off matches.
Yes, we had 13 matches here. We had 13 matches in total, 4 championship changes, and a couple of squash matches.
Yes, and we do literally mean squash.
So we'll start with the 3 pre-show matches. Andrade Cien Almas and Selena Vega took on Lana Rusev in a mixed tag team match in which Almas and Vega won, only to lose to them 48 hours later on SmackDown.
with some help from Aiden English.
Drew Gulak took on Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship, with Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher banned from ringside.
Yes,
Cedric Alexander did retain there.
he did.
And the Revival took on the B Team for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
And to everyone's surprise, the B Team managed to retain the Raw Tag Team title.
I tell you what, breaking up with The Miz is the best thing which has ever happened to them.
Yeah, it probably is, and it'll probably be anything that possibly about them.
It's amazing how over those two are at the minute, especially with their theme song.
Of course, yes. But now on to the main course. And what a course it was.
Started things off with Dolph Ziggler defending the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins again.
But
This time, we all know that Dolph Ziggler had Drew McIntyre in his corner, but this time, Seth Rollins would have some backup in the form of the returning Dean Ambrose.
yes, and a very jacked up lunatic fringe. For a starting matchup, probably match of the night already, and we're only into that beginning match.
Arguably possibly match of the night, but that's because it was one of the longer matches on the card. My spot of, and possibly the spot of the night, happened in this match as well. When, if I remember correctly, Seth Rollins did a suplex off the top rope and then went straight into a Falcon Arrow.
Oh yeah, the reverse suplex Falcon Arrow, yeah, that was insane. But throughout the near falls and false finishes, we did have a winner.
Yes. Towards the end of the match, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre attempted to take Dean Ambrose out of it.
But
Through course of destruction, we had a zigzag for a near fall. Then, towards the ending of the match, it ended with Drew McIntyre getting up on the apron, only to be pulled back down by Ambrose, hit with Dirty Deeds.
yeah,
For Rollins to hit a super kick, followed by the stomp to get the 3 count and become a 2-time Intercontinental Champion.
yeah, and that was definitely match of the night, without the question, shadow of a doubt. But there are more matches to come.
Then we go over to SmackDown for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between The New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers.
And the New Day in this match, we're looking to become 5-time Tag Team Champions.
And the Barclays Centre, and to be fair, Summerslam has been very kind to the New Day over the past few years.
It has been.
It was at SummerSlam in the Barclays Centre in 2015 when the New Day would win their second Tag Team Championships, which would be their record 400 and whatever day it was reign.
Yeah.
And here they pushed the Bludgeon Brothers to their limit. And I do mean to their limit. So much so, in fact, that the Bludgeon Brothers got themselves disqualified.
Because Rowan decided to take a mallet into his own hand.
Unfortunately for them, though, it only extended their reign by 48 hours, because on the episode of SmackDown afterwards, there was a no disqualification stipulation added to a rematch between the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day. And following a attempted hammer throw to the Rowan attempted to hammer, went through the barricade,
taking him out of the match.
Then when Harper was about to powerbomb Xavier Woods through a table, Kofi Kingston came in with a mallet to the midsection.
And used it.
Trouble in Paradise. Got Harper onto the table. Xavier Woods hit his macho elbow type finisher
Through the table.
and picked up a 3 count, which means if I can borrow something from Booker T,
Go ahead.
the New Day are now 5-time tag team champions.
Yes, that is correct.
Unfortunately, though, it almost seems that the only reason this took place was because during the match at Summerslam, Rowan picked up some kind of elbow injury, I think it was.
Yes, I believe that to be the case.
What's the problem at the minute? I mean, we get one person, Dean Ambrose, back from an elbow injury, then someone goes out with another one.
I don't know, it seems to be a curse or something. But anyway.
Anyway, moving on. Next, we go back to Raw for the Money in the Bank contract match, if you can call it a match. It was between Monster / Money in the Bank, Braun Strowman, and Kevin Owens. The stipulation was that if Strowman lost in any capacity, pinfall, submission, count-out, or disqualification, the briefcase would go to Kevin Owens. Now, this match, if you can call it a match,
lasted 15 seconds.
Not quite 15 seconds, just 1 minute and 30 seconds. The bell run, Strowman went straight at Owens. They went outside the ring. Another big clothesline type over. We got to the ramp area. Strowman chokes around Owens on it. Flung him back in the ring. Hit the running power slam and got the 3 count. And if this would not be the final time we saw Braun Strowman that night, I will get into that a bit later.
Yes.
Next we had the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, sorry, not tag team, between Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Carmella.
Now, the crowd seemed to be booing Charlotte during this match very warringly, and started cheering Becky Lynch.
Well, that's possibly because Becky Lynch is kind of an underdog, and she's kind of been mistreated as well, and is overdue another run being the first women's champion. She never really got a one-on-one rematch.
That's correct. So, this triple threat match is what you would normally expect.
Yes, it was classic. Two double teams at certain points to one person. Yeah. Near falls, breakups. The final ending was Becky Lynch had Carmella in the disarmer.
Yes.
Charlotte came running into the ring, hit the natural selection onto Becky, and picked up a 3 count.
To make Charlotte Flair a
seven-time women's champion. Just 9 more to go and she'll be the women's version of her father.
But then Charlotte Flair's night wasn't quite quite over there.
Yes, because after a hug, after the match, of course, Carmella was not happy because he lost the title and wasn't even involved in the decision, but that's the nature of a triple threat match. You lose your championship advantage.
Becky Lynch was giving some congratulatory hugs to Charlotte Flair when all of a sudden
She went ballistic.
Becky went full ballistic and attacked Charlotte Flair.
Turning heel in the process. Now, on SmackDown, she cut a promo saying how she's been held back, saying that she's tried to keep the fans happy, but they ponder after Charlotte, la la la, typical heel promo. I thought she did a good job.
Me too.
But the crowd was still cheering her. I mean, I don't want to compare it, because it's almost like a Daniel Bryan type thing, where the audience just doesn't want to boo Becky Lynch.
Yes, I think. But then all of a sudden Charlotte Flair had enough, and the two brawled, but it took the entire SmackDown women's locker room to separate the two. I wonder where we've seen that before.
Undertaker, Brock Lesnar on an episode of Raw 3 years ago.
Oh yes, SmackDown seems to be copying Raw trend all of a sudden.
Yes, but people are saying that this Becky Lynch heel turn has already flopped and isn't going to work. I say give it a chance. The cheers may have been a result of people not wanting to boo Becky Lynch, but also the fact that they were still in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and it was very much the type of crowd you get after WrestleMania sometimes, where the fans cheer the heels and boo the faces.
Yeah, similar to Raw after Mania crowds we're experiencing here.
We stay on SmackDown for the WWE Championship match.
Oh yeah.
Which got super personal. So this
match was for the TNA. Oh no, it was for the WWE Championship.
Yes. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. Never thought in a million years I'd be saying that.
Yeah. And back to what my colleague was saying, this match did get very, very personal because of Samoa Joe.
Yes, AJ Styles had his family in the arena. Samoa Joe cut a promo about how Daddy isn't coming home, blah 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 blah. Styles said they were there to watch him kick his ass, which he kind of did.
And then Samoa Joe said a couple of things too many as AJ Styles snapped.
Yes, this was a good match. And I don't really want to say this, but it was in a weird way better than the Styles Nakamura match. Possibly because they know each other longer from their TNA days.
Yes, of course.
But we have Styles did the Styles Crash. Got a kick out. Then towards the end of the match, Vince went to the outside.
It did.
AJ got slammed into the steps, I think it was.
Yep.
Samoa Joe decided to grab the microphone, saying that, and then said that he'd be the new daddy of the Styles family. Big mistake, Joe.
Yes, as AJ Styles snapped and attacked Samoa Joe with a chair, forcing the disqualification.
Yes, and I would hazard a guess that we will now see a match between them at Hell in a Cell, possibly inside the cell itself.
Moving on to our next match.
Well, before the next match, there was this weird thing in the ring, this weird segment with Elias.
Oh yeah.
He was supposed to give a concert, but the guitar snapped. I really didn't get it.
Neither did I. We'll just gloss over it.
But next we had the match 8 years in the making. Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Yes, and we do literally need 8 years in the making.
The story is too long for us to go through.
Oh yes, one.
But it was after a while, it was, how do I say this? Compared to the Intercontinental Championship match, it was the second best match of the night.
Absolutely, but then it came down to a crucial part of the match that went in the favour of The Miz.
Yes, Miz's lovely wife Maurice was at ringside,
Yeah.
and Miz was outside. Maurice seemed to give Miz, well, it was almost like a pair of brass knucks or something.
It was brass knuckles.
So Daniel Bryan went for the dive, only to be clobbered in the face.
With the brass nut.
Referee's none the wiser. Miz gets back into the ring. 1, 2, 3. End of the match. On SmackDown, The Miz declares himself retired from everything Daniel Bryan.
But then out comes Daniel Bryan, who immediately gets shut down by Mrs. Marie.
Well, after saying that The Miz was some fellows of cheat and la-di-la-di-la, playing superstar, then out comes Mrs. Daniel Bryan, otherwise known as Brie Bella.
Oh yes, and then Brie Bella
Clobbers.
hits a ferocious right hand on The Miz.
Yes, and this wasn't a slap, this was a clear punch.
Yep, it made legit contact.
And just like we did at WrestleMania 33 when Nikki Bella and John Cena, no longer together of course, but they were back then, took on Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team match. At Hell in a Cell, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella will take on Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team match.
Of course, yeah. And that'll be interesting, and it's scheduled to be held at the next pay-per-view in 4 weeks.
Baron Corbin came to the ring next to take on who he assumed would be Finn Balor.
Oh, how wrong was he?
He did face Finn Balor, however, it was the return of the Demon Finn Balor.
Who we haven't seen since 2 years ago when he won the Universal Championship.
I think he made an appearance to TLC when they did that Finn Balor AJ Styles match.
Oh, yes.
And bottom line, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Baron Corbin was caught off guard, took a beating, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3 in a grand total of 1 minute 35 seconds.
Yep, summed up in about 1 minute 35 seconds.
Next, we had the United States of Nakamura Championship match. Between Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. This was a better match than Extreme Rules because it was actually a match, not just a one move 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But this wasn't really a surprising match, so we will skim through that as well. Shinsuke Nakamura retained, and then Randy Orton walked to the ring, only to turn around and walk back.
Yes, I don't know what I was doing there.
And then you took a beating on Raw.
Yes.
Ronda Rousey would take on Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship next. Alexa Bliss tried to stall, but there was fear in her eyes after a while.
Oh, yes.
And just as we predicted, after a grand total of 4 minutes, Alexa Bliss kissed that championship goodbye.
Her own arm being broken in the process.
Ronda Rousey is now the first woman to won the chance to be a champion in UFC and WWE. And finally, we get to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship for the umpteenth millionth time.
However, out comes Mr. Monster in the back.
Yes, Braun Strowman showed up to say that he would be cashing in on the winner.
But his influence would have a say on this match.
Yes, we would have a total of, like, the match would begin. We had 4 Superman punches, I think it was. 1 spear. He went for the second spear, counted into a hold. Reigns took a little bit of a trip to Suplex City.
Yes.
An attempted F5.
Yes.
Turned into Reigns going outside the ring. Braun Strowman would be ousted. The briefcase would be thrown up the ramp. Lesnar would hit them with a chair, get back into the ring, get caught with a spear and be pinned, which means finally Lesnar's 504-day reign as champion is over, and we can get a champion every week on Raw.
Yes, and yes, we do have now a fighting champion in store for us now.
However, that would not be the last time that Strowman would attempt to cash in, because on Raw, during the match between Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, who never got his rematch for the Universal Championship, had a match until the Raw episode. After that match, Roman retained. Strowman came in, attempted to cash in, when this happened.
Sierra Hotel, India. Echo.